There are some times when all the things you have to do on your to-do list need to take a back seat to something far more important. Hi, I'm Nika Waters and welcome to the Boat Galley podcast. Today I'm talking about the importance of remembering to play because after all, reminders of why we're working so hard makes it a little bit easier to tackle those projects once again. Today's episode of the Boat Galley podcast is sponsored by Teak Guard from allguardproducts.com. Looking to refinish your boat's teak with a minimum of mess and fuss? Look no further. The non-toxic, water-based formulas for cleaning and finish will turn your teak from dingy to sparkling in no time at all. Use coupon code BG20 for 15% off your order of $50 or more. allguardproducts.com. Admire your teak, not maintain it. That's ALLGUARDPRODUCTS.com. Let's face it, the to-do list can be a never-ending, always expanding, amazing source of inspiration and frustration all in one. It feels like you're under the gun. It feels like you need to just keep working and plugging away, that a day isn't a good day unless you tick one or two things off of the list, or actually maybe it's if you end the day with at least the same number on your list as you started, because let's face it, we all add things almost every time we go work on the boat. Don't forget, though, to stop every now and then and to actually take your boat, or if your boat isn't operational, somebody else's boat, out and go play on the water. Right now, we're in Vermont working on a house, getting in our cruising practice reps because the things that we do here include things like painting. Well, we got a lot of painting to do on the boat. They include things like stopping and watching the sunset every night, which, let's face it, that's one of our most cherished cruising traditions. They include things like stopping to talk to people. Yes, at a reasonably socially distanced level, when we see them walking on the road, or if I'm driving past somebody's house and I see them, because that also is part of our cruising tradition, that there's time to just be and slow down the pace of life. That said, we also are guilty here at the house of never stopping the projects. We almost never stop to remind ourselves of what it is that we're doing. And the other day, after a full day of scraping and painting and working and climbing up and down ladders, we decided that, you know what, it was time to take my brother's motorboat, which is out on a mooring just in front of the house. We decided that it was time to take that out for a jaunt on the lake. So we mixed ourselves up some beverages, got my parents into the motorboat, and we took off for a slow, relaxed tour around the lake. We pointed out trees that were changing. We waved at other boats that were out. We marveled at a cormorant as it tried successfully, sort of, to get out of the water when we startled it coming a little too closely. We watched a couple of loons, saw a bald eagle, saw a blue heron, and came back remembering why it is that we're working so hard on this house. And I will say that as you are working on your boat, taking the time to even get nothing done on that list, but instead take a break, go play, go for a sail with friends or by yourself, and just remind yourself of why it is that you're working that hard. A couple of weeks ago, right when we were just about to close on the house in Charlottesville, we went down to take care of some business down by the water, and our very good friends invited us to go for an afternoon sail. There was lots that we could have done on Calypso. She's on the hard, wrapped up. We could have spent hours organizing storage. We could have gone through things and thrown things away. But instead we said, yes, please, we'd love to go for a sail. And we shoved off from the dock and helped raise the sail. And it was the best day we'd had in a very, very, very long time. We tacked and we jibed. We hung on and dabbled our feet in the water, unsuccessfully searched for dolphins. and just remembered what it felt like to feel like that to-do list wasn't the most important thing on our list for that day. So I encourage you, if you're in the middle of projects, if you're in the middle of making lists of projects, if you're almost ready to be done and it's been a long time since you remembered why you were working that hard, take the time to put it all down, put it away, and go play. You'll feel better. You'll feel revived and rejuvenated and ready to tackle that list with a little bit more understanding of the sense of purpose for it. It's not a waste of time to do nothing on the boat for a day. And it might actually be the best thing you could do for your forward momentum. After all, if we're going to share an anchorage someday, we all need to get our boat projects done enough to be able to get out on the water. Thanks so much for listening to the Boat Galley podcast. We appreciate every single one of our listeners and hope that you are having as much fun listening to these as we are putting them together. We're looking forward to seeing you out on the water sometime.